Hello, lovelies. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I am going to be setting up my traveler's notebook for the month of April, and it's actually time for me to switch out my prayer insert. As you guys may have seen in my last video, these inserts only last for 2 months, and behind this insert, I ended up visiting Omoy in Philadelphia last weekend, and I finally got the Traveler's Diner stamp. That's the only stamp that I don't have, and I decided to stamp the back of my prayer insert with that one, and I also have some standalone clippings of the stamps too. Anyways, for the month of April, I want to have a very soft and gentle decor and keep things super simple like always. I have all of these sticky notes to try to encourage me to post more on Instagram. This March I was super busy just enjoying the beginning of spring and actually going outside, and you guys know it was my birthday month, so I was out and about doing all the things and just enjoying my family. So I really need to prioritize posting more. I feel like I say this every month, but it needs to get done. I am planning on using this Midori Sticker Collection. I feel like this is kind of everything in one. I didn't want to sit down and go through all of my drawers, so I figured this would be perfect for those days when you don't really know or have much creativity but still want to have pretty pages in your notebooks. So right now I am kind of in a creative slump, and that's because a few days ago I had to put down my best friend. He was 14 years old and such a loyal companion, the sweetest, fluffiest dog ever, and I miss him so much. So that dog really left a hole in my heart. I'm sure there are many of you who can relate to a loss of a pet and how hard it can be. A lot of people don't realize that you have been with this being that has been so happy to see you for so many years, and how much it affects you, not just the loss of your best friend, but also the lack of their presence and just the joy that that little dog had. There are so many people in my family that don't even like dogs, but they adored my dog Dolce. My dog was a ball of energy, and the house really feels empty without him. And I'm not sure if maybe one of you have lost one of your pets recently, but as you may know, it is tough. It's like losing a family member, because that's what they are. They really are part of the family. And I'm hoping that these verses that I chose for the month of April have some type of encouragement for me for these upcoming weeks. I'm really happy that I saved this Midori sticker pack for this month, because I know that I would not have the mental capacity to sit down and go through all of my stationery just to try and figure out some sort of theme for this month. So I guess I will share with you the verses that I chose, and I feel like this set kind of goes together. I kind of imagine it as a sort of story, and I guess you will see when I read over them. For the first week, I'm going to be memorizing Romans 12:2, which states, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God and what is good and acceptable and perfect." For the following 2 weeks, I am going to be memorizing Ecclesiastes 3, and this one is pretty well known. It's called A Time for Everything. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. For the last couple weeks, I'm going to be memorizing Isaiah 40:31. I meant to write down 31 in this sheet, but it says, "But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Following that is Luke 12:27-28. "Consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothed the grass, which is alive in the field today, and tomorrow is thrown in the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O you of little faith?" And I love Luke 12. Actually, I love the entire chapter. I've written it out many, many times, and I feel like I should have this memorized by now. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend you do. It's very comforting and really nice when you have quite a bit of anxiety on something that is going wrong, and you need that reminder that God is with you. So I feel like for these verses, all of them together, these are pretty much little reminders to myself to see things with a heavenly mindset, heavenly perspective, I suppose. There are many reasons why things may happen that only God knows, but He will renew the strength of all of His faithful children and will always provide. At the time that I was choosing out these verses, I wanted to have verses under my belt that would help me go through any of life's troubles. And I don't know, it's kind of morbid to say, but I want to prepare myself for the worst that is yet to come. I feel like the world isn't getting any better. And a verse that has been steady in my heart for, I want to say 2 years now, is Mark 13:33, that says, "Be on guard and keep awake, for you do not know when the time will come." I don't know what it is, but Mark 13:33 is deeply ingrained in my brain right now. Anyways, if you would like me to elaborate on these verses and share with you any notes that I may have in my Bible, please let me know down below. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed the watercolor Bible chat that I did a couple weeks ago, and I would love to do that again. Anyways, here is a flip through of the month of April. I hope you guys enjoyed this April setup and a random chat of everything that's been going on. And if any of you are going through the same thing that I am right now, just know that it gets a little bit better every day, and you have to take it one day at a time. It's not easy, but I find that the harder it gets, the closer I lean into God and just sit in His presence a little while longer. We will be okay. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video.